Assalamualaikum guys and welcome to Discover 10s. Colonization of Mars Part 1. Mars, most nearest planet to Earth and fourth nearest planet to Sun. During the orbit, the minimum distance between Mars and Earth is 54.6 million kilometers, and while moving away from Earth, maximum distance is increased to 401 million kilometers, which is approximately 8 times than that. Mars is also the second smallest planet of solar system, and it is also known as red planet. Why? Because of its reddish appearance. And now what gives Mars its reddish appearance? The presence of iron oxide on its surface gives it its reddish color. The planet in space, which has become point of attention of all of the peoples and scientists, is Mars. Why? Because scientists believe that life is possible on Mars. And they are also hoping that by 2050 humans will be able to colonize Mars and live there. Now all of this is not without a reason. The reason is similarities of environment and land which is between Earth and Mars. Because there are 4 seasons on Mars just like there on Earth: summer, winter, autumn and spring. But a day on Mars is 37 minutes longer than the day on Earth, which means the day on Mars will be approximately 24 hours and 37 minutes. 1 year on Mars is twice the year on Earth, which means 688 days. But the factor which is stopping humans to reach Mars is the gravity of Mars, which is 62% less than that of Earth. Which means a person weighing 70 kg on Earth will weigh only 26 kg on Mars. Unlike Earth, the crust of Mars consists of just one layer, which is too much thin. And unlike Earth, there is no magnetic field around Mars, which means without a protection suit you cannot survive on Mars. Air pressure on Mars is too much low, due to which water cannot exist as liquid on its surface and gets evaporated. When Mars reaches near to Sun, very big dust storms forms on the Mars surface, which spread all over the Mars. Average temperature on the surface of Mars is minus 35 degrees Celsius, which reduces to minus 143 degrees Celsius in winter. Which means the average temperature on Mars is around the temperature of Antarctica. Atmospheres of Mars contains a large concentration of carbon dioxide rather than oxygen. But despite all these difficulties, humans has dreams to colonize on Mars. But why? But these dreams are not without a reason. Because recent discoveries from NASA's mission has gave us some clues that life is possible on Mars. Now first satellite which was sent on Mars was named as Mariner 9. This satellite had to just orbit the Mars, and this mission remained successful. Mariner 9 provided scientists with a lot of information about Mars. It sent first direct image from Mars. There was long narrow lines on Mars which looked like that it was a path of streams or rivers in past. There was a very big mountain present on Mars named Olympus Mons, which was 23 kilometers long and 600 kilometers wide, which means it is approximately 2.5 times the size of Mount Everest, which is the biggest mountain on Earth. The images from the Mariner showed that there were long and narrow valleys present on Mars. This was first successful test of humans to reach Mars. Now Mariner 9 remained successful and unsuccessful simultaneously. Now how it remained successful? It remained successful in the sense that it sent 7300 images of Mars to Earth, through which all the geography of Mars was known. And why it remained unsuccessful? Unsuccessful in the sense that it failed to find any signs of life on Mars. But still humans were not disappointed. Now they decided to go more near and land on Mars, so they can find signs of life. And then in 1975, this dream also got fulfilled. But how? For this purpose, two spacecraft named Viking 1 and Viking 2 were made. They had to land on Mars and find out signs of life and find out that can we ever live on Mars. For this purpose, on 20th August 1975, from Florida, this mission was launched. And after 11 months, Viking reached near to Mars. It was near to land, but then suddenly it was stopped because cameras in that Viking machine showed that the place where Viking will land is rocky, and after landing there, Viking won't be able to move. On 20th July 1976, Viking 1 landed on North Pole of Mars, and this was first pic sent by Viking 1 after landing on Mars, and this was also the first successful landing of human on any other planet. And this was second picture sent by Viking 1. In this picture we can see the stones were scattered just like they're on Earth. Now the test was to find signs of life. Viking had to take samples from air and land of Mars and test them in its small laboratory. It had to find out is there any chemical present which are essential for life and through which we can estimate that any life was present on Mars in past. But wait, 43 years back when technology was not so advanced, how Viking 1 managed to do all that? This was with the help of these two cameras and the antenna. Through these cameras, it took thousands of photographs, and then by the help of this antenna, photographs were sent to Viking orbiter, which ultimately sent all of them to Earth. The laboratory of Viking had sensors to detect Martian soil. Viking had to work for 90 days, but it worked on Mars for 6 years and 4 months, and it took around 50,000 photographs. Viking was not able to find life on Mars, and on 1982 Viking got retired because it had used all of its energy and now weared off. And it is now lying on Mars stones just like a stone. But after Viking, the search for life on Mars didn't end it. Viking sent a photograph from Mars through which there was a hope that there can be life on Mars. In that picture, it looked like that there was a thin layer of ice between the rocks, and it could be ice or it could be frozen carbon dioxide. So to check this out, in 2008, Phoenix lander was sent on Mars. It had to find out is there ice or water present under the soil of Mars, and it had to not just see but to confirm in its laboratory test. On 25th May 2008, Phoenix lander landed on Mars. It dug out the soil and it found a layer of ice under the soil. And when Phoenix tested these particles in its laboratory, it was confirmed that it was water, not carbon dioxide. Water, which is essential for every life, was at last found on Mars. This was the first time it was proved with tests that water is present and in very large amount on Mars, and Phoenix was a successful mission. So guys, here our first episode of Colonization of Mars come to an end. In next episode, we will tell you about everything that how humans are planning to live on Mars, what they will eat, what they will do to survive in harsh environment of Mars, what basically is plan of Elon Musk to do on Mars, what will the houses of humans be like on Mars, and what will our colony look like. I hope you have found this video informative. Share it with your friends and families. Like our video, subscribe our channel and press bell icon to get notifications of our new and amazing videos. Thanks for watching. Allah Hafiz.